listening skills in addition to the experiences that I bring from the United States Army. And I will tell you that I will fight hard for you. I'll fight hard to serve you. I'll fight hard to preserve the people's tax cuts of 01 and 03 for everyone. For everyone, especially the middle class. And I'll fight hard for alternative minimum tax reform because that's a pernicious aspect of our tax code that hits small business owners. And I'll fight for regulatory reform so that we remove impediments to growth, particularly the Reins In Act. The Reins In Act says that any time a bureaucratic agency implements a new rule of $100 million or greater, it has to go to the Congress for an up or down vote. That's important because you deserve a right to have a voice in it. Right now, when the bureaucratic agency implements a new rule, we can't get at it. We're frustrated. But if it goes to the Congress, and you don't like the way your representative votes, you can fire him or her. You can fire him. That's your accountability. That's our accountability. And that's what we need. And I will fight to repeal and replace the health care bill because we need to have a health care reform that helps us drive down costs, not expand and increase costs. I know that right now you're getting premium increases for January. And that makes it tough. That makes it tough on all families. That makes it tough on small business owners who are trying to expand and grow. And we're going to end up with 24 new taxes. You're going to end up with a tax on your real estate too. You're going to end up with a tax on medical devices, a great burgeoning industry right here in this district, along with about 22 other new taxes. So we're going to end up with more regulations, including a new 1099 requirement that was put in the health care bill that says anytime you work with a vendor in excess of $600, you're going to have to issue a new 1099. That's more government we didn't need. And indeed, speaking of more government, we created 24 new boards and commissions, and we're going to empower them with regulatory power. And we're going to end up hiring new IRS workers so that we can enforce this. And IRS workers, of course, have nothing to do with our health care. So you can see why this bill is a problem. It's a big problem. And I have studied this bill, and I'm not aware that we can save it. I'm willing to learn on this if somebody can show me how we can reform this bill, but I don't see it. I don't see it because, look, it's a deficit buster. It's already going to crush the deficit. And when you go to try to fix it, you're going to end up going towards the most onerous aspects, the taxes, of course. And when you do, the whole bill is a house of cards. It falls down on itself because we can't pay for it. There are significant issues with this, with regard to our health care. But the thing that may be impossible to overcome is what this bill does to our economy. Our economy, our small business owners who are feeling the pinch right now, who create 70% of the jobs, are going to get crushed by this. If you're a small business owner that has 40 or so employees, what do you think the odds that they're going to grow? Knowing that they're going to hit that 50 threshold, they're going to end up having to comply. And if you're a small business owner that employs 53 or 54 in this tough environment, what do you think the chances they're going to try to get under that 50? You see where I'm going? This is crushing jobs. Not to mention, if you're at 70 or 80 or 90, you're pretty well stuck. You're either going to have to comply with this or pay penalty. And this is what's going on every day for our small business owners, the men and women that are the catalyst for our economy. They're dealing with uncertainty. We have a hostile and uncertain environment to growth. And that needs to change. And to change that, we need new leaders that are empathetic with that plight and understand that we need to embrace the freedom and the greatness what started this country. And let me end with this. I feel like I should address, you see, we're under our artillery barrage right now. You see what's over the airways? All these ads that have been thrown up against me? Well, let me tell you something. I've been shot at before. We can withstand this. It's not going to be a problem. But let me address it. Yeah.